Okay, I think I'm live. Yep. So I haven't gone live in a while. Make sure this is working. Yep, all blue. So I'm just working on a different ready position. So I noticed, so everything changes when you play pro level from your rec ball. So I've been backhand bias, just holding it backhand bias. And then I went up and played some pros in Vegas. One of my teammates, Alex Simon, and he brought in a guy named Schultz. Greg Schultz, maybe? Who was pretty good. And then a female Cheryl and another guy named Dave Johnston, who's really good. So, and a lot of things that Dave Johnston has is a flick right in front of himself. So anything that gets high, he's flicking it up at your chest. And the other guy, we're just gonna go with Greg. I can't remember his name. Sorry, Greg, if that's your name. But so when we would dink, let's say to the 4, he would dink cross court. He would just, just redirect that high dink behind me. So I'm holding backhand bias and he would put it here, right? So that's a difficult shot to get, especially when it's a high dink that he's just redirecting, because he could actually go wherever he wants. But when he hits it here, that makes it real difficult for me to get. So that's something you want to watch. You want to watch how people hold their paddle. If they're backhand bias, like me normally, where I'm just punching, but if I'm playing right side, they can get it behind me here. Now, sometimes I can chicken wing block, and that works. And then I went and played practice. So my knee's feeling better. I'm gonna play in the championships. I went up and practiced with my team at the San Antonio event. Mainly I'm doing all commentary and interviews and stuff like that. But this next one I'm gonna be playing, do the interviews and playing. So practicing with my team, Brian Gelston, one of our teammates, and Brent Vivioli, they both have a really good flick from down below the net. They come up chest high. So my backhand bias, they're coming up here. So if they deflect off my paddle, and I can't let them go because they're going in. So if they deflect off my paddle, they just have an easy put away. So now I'm switching my ready position back to one I've had before. It's upright. So look at how fast I can turn that paddle. So there's chest high flick, right? I just block. Chest high flick, I block. So that's how fast I can turn that paddle. So what's the downside is it's easier to come from low to high. So if I get one down below, I have to go from high to low. So that might take slightly longer. Plus I have to figure out my drive because I've been starting low and just starting from the ground up. So now I have to go from here to down and drive. So that's what I'm working on. You guys bored yet? Okay, so I'm working on that. Let's switch this over. Actually, let's switch this around. So I'm still working right side for men's, but here's what I figured out. If somebody isn't awesome on the left side, me being a full-time right player doesn't mean crap. That doesn't help. That left side player has to be an amazing, smart player. They got to be able to take court. They got to be able to get to that line. So if I start up here, it actually kind of puts the drive's actually a little better. Yeah, so I still have my same drive pattern and footwork. But it takes just that much longer. Plus I'm gripped all the way up here. I'm back to my holster. Coach David's control grip. That's where I'm at. Coach David's control grip. So basically, I set my hair. The paddle goes into the holster. Into the holster. And that's how loose my paddle is, actually. Every once in a while, it'll actually fly out of my hand. It's so loose. Nice. So I am liking this. because now at the net, they see I am totally ready. I am locked in. I'm not down here, which I do like that. But when somebody is really good, they can put it behind you. So I'm holding it upright. I do like that I can hide shots better this way. Because when I'm down here, there's not a whole lot I can trick them with. But when I'm up here, I can go down that line. I can go over in the corner. And then it's just that pause. They call it a hold. So I'm holding, snap. So holding, inside out. Holding, forehand roll. Holding, lob. So it's very deceptive. Very deceptive. It's working really well. I'm still pretty accurate. Still pretty accurate. Let's try this side. I think Philip's over there. Philip, Troy, Patty, and Lorena. But I need to get back to my drilling. Championships coming up in like 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm liking this. Hold it upright. Plus, I just did a video on it that I need to edit. So I want to show you my inside out serve. So I'm holding it upright, inside out, hold it upright, inside out, hold it upright, inside out. So it's really got a huge tail on it going into somebody's backhand over there. Typically when I serve from this side, I'm just doing a lob serve. So forehand lob serve. And then when I'm on this side, because I'm going to start all the way over here to keep my forehand in the middle, I just inside out. So you can check that out. I'll edit that video later today. It's pretty wicked. It's got a ton of spin. It's going to be hard. The deal is with the serve, you want them to have a weak return. You're not going to ace anybody with it. I just want a weak return that my team gets an easy third. We can attack the third or we can drop the third. We don't want them to hit a return all the way back here, because now it's a much more difficult third for us. I'd rather have them, hit a weak return where I can just attack that sucker and boom, I'm at the net. So I really feel I can get this serve grooved. I think I could do a big ol' spinning lob serve too. Let's try that from this side. Yeah, that's pretty good. So something different, something they aren't seeing every day. They aren't practicing against it every day. I want to be different than the tennis players. All their games look the exact same to me. I just want to be different. The tennis players can't really break their patterns because that's what they grew up doing. They grew up just doing tennis. And it all looks the same. It's pretty easy to defeat as long as you have a really good block and a really good drop. it's also super awesome because they have it so ingrained, they don't really think about the shot. They're just hitting targets. Now, beating somebody who can hit targets, that's harder. So I can get so much pace on this serve. And then it's hitting different areas. Okay. That's kind of, should I just keep playing? Keep hitting balls? Let's put you on the other side. How about that? We'll give you a different view. So championships in Glendale, Arizona at the Chicken and Pickle coming up. It's the 13, 14, 15, whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. Whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. Okay, let me load up. Plus, if you're on my Facebook, we have a couple of golfers on our team that we might be able to golf while we're up there early. So I got my golf clubs out of storage, and I'm really liking this again. Plus, so a lot of time backhand, I'm out here, which I'm trying to take time away. But if I'm here, I actually gain a little bit of time. So that's something new. I just like how I can hide this. You don't know really where I'm going. If I'm down here, you pretty much know where I'm going, right? So here, hold, I can just I can manipulate more. The sun's not even up yet. The weather's starting to turn here, so we get a start in the mid 70s instead of the mid 90s. Just different stuff I can do. Ooh. Who can defeat that? Who can defeat that? My knee's feeling good. Sometimes it'll pop out, but that's what a meniscus does. But I can just shake it out, manipulate it, and I'm back going within a minute. So that's good. That's what I haven't worked on really, is a bunch of drops from this spot. My drop really doesn't change much as long as I put it on my magic angle, right? I just put it on my magic angle. I move the paddle through space, and the drop's kind of automatic, right? Magic angle, move the paddle through space, and the drop just happens on its own. I really don't have to think about it. Now I just have to focus on what target I'm hitting. Okay. I'll show you the serve from that side. Inside out. Inside out. I think I can do that. Different angles, different pace. I was really jamming up some high-level players yesterday in Vegas. I only played one game though, but they couldn't get an attacking return. This is pretty wicked, man. Yeah, that's not good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just changing pace, make it look slow and then fast. Slow, throw some slow ones up there. Slow, and then just fire it. That's pretty good. Resets. So basically, I work on drives, blocks, resets, and dinks. If you work on serves, that's like working on your drive. Do your serve like you're gonna do your drive. So now you're working on the same footwork so with that paddle up here, I can really manipulate. Plus, I can be pretty wristy with it. People say, don't use your wrist. I say, absolutely use your wrist. It really creates great angles. But you have to, see how I hit my shot and I'm ready for my block. I hit my shot, I'm ready for my block. I'm in my ready position. That's important. I don't want to take big swings where if they get that ball, I get smoked, right? I get attacked. So I try to take smaller swings and get in my ready position. When I hit my drive, my paddle goes right to my ready position. You know? You got to assume every ball, especially at the pro level, you got to assume the ball's coming back. It's coming back hard. It's coming back right at you. So if you aren't ready for it, if you're taking big swings, you're not going to be ready for the comebacker. So my brain is always defense first and attack when it's given to you, right? That's why I like that hide right there, right? It looks like I'm going there, and then I go there. Or I go there. Or I go up over, or I go up over. I like that. So Coach David's control grip. That's a little roll. And then I want to roll it down that line too. I want to show that I can do both. That's probably getting my partner killed. So I've been pretty successful going down that line right there. But if you got a person that likes to Ernie and jump that corner, that doesn't work at all. It's actually a horrible shot. But not everybody Ernies. So anymore, people that Ernie a lot, people are so used to defending it that they're abandoning their partner. They're abandoning half the court when they do Ernie. It's good to pressure, but that person Ernies, that person has to cover middle. This person's just rolling back door. But I like to show that I'm gonna go down that line, because then if I can get them to move over, that thing's just automatic. So let's go on this side. Can you see me? Yeah. So when I dink from this side, there's nothing fancy I do. Nothing fancy. I attach my elbow, I shorten my lever, right? I shorten my lever. I don't want it to be out here, you know, the lever is long. I shorten my lever by attaching my elbow, and now I'm back into my ready position, and I just basically push these things. I'm basically just gonna go right there pretty much all the time, which I call my number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 in my Dink by Number system. And this place is getting, all the winter visitors start showing up end of September. By October 1st, man, this place is like a madhouse. And they're coming. That's when, so typically you want the winter visitors because they want to do lessons, which is great. But the courts are so full, you can't give a lesson. So yeah. So that's that. Yeah, two-handed backhand. I haven't been doing that a whole lot because I rather just run around my forehand now. But every once in a while I need it. I just have to be smart with it. Instead of being like super aggressive with it. Yeah, usually when I get a backhand, I'm dropping it in that corner. I could probably figure out a nice one-hander. Oh, that's pretty good. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. I might have to flesh that out. The one-handed, kind of a, what is it? Maybe a slap? It's like an inside out. That would be the roll. This shot's pretty good. The key in these drives is hitting that ball out in front of you. You don't want to let it get behind you. You want your footwork to be good enough to where you're taking that ball out in front of you. This could be just a much easier backhand. Just here, and then I just kind of inside out slap. The problem is I can't get it low over the net and dipping like I can with the two-handed. So it could be just a good defensive setup shot. But you have to have a partner that's is good at resetting. So typically if I do it, it's going to be from over here. And maybe I just do it down the middle. Only if I get caught where I can't turn to my forehand. Yeah, because maybe I just really make a cut on it. It would work pretty well on, let's say, a return of serve. And since I'm coming from down below, it's really hard to hit the net because I'm coming from low to high. So it's basically kind of automatic. It's automatic that it's going to go over the net. I gotta make sure, I know somebody's doing a chat over there, but I can't see it. You have to put it in the comments. Put something in the comments and I'll be able to see it later usually. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's see, forehand, backhand slap, backhand inside out. I still like this. Oh, that was horrible. I still like that lob right there. I'm dinking with this guy and they put it middle and I reach in and I go inside out there. So this, holding the grip like this, does allow me to do some great rolls with this paddle because I can be wristy. I can be wristy, right? Okay, we're almost done with the 300. I might just do one bucket and then go practice my blocks with the group over there. Philip's over there. He will attack me. That's kind of important. I get low and behind it. Two-handed, throw that in there. But I've noticed in the games, I can't get my two-hander working. So, I mean, I did say it's gonna take 10,000 balls, and I'm working on it. Okay, that's that. Now I gotta pick them up. All right, getting ready for the championships in Glendale, Arizona, the Chicken and Pickle. That should be October, I think it's 13, 14, 15. Whatever that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is. See my new hat? Cool. All right, I appreciate your time. Hit subscribe, hit like, see ya.